Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Although the NFL season is done, there's still many games to be played between college basketball, NBA, NHL, and WNBA. There's always time to embrace your inner underdog. All you got to do is predict higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. If you've yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code ChiefConcerns, one word, to claim your free pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So let's continue to keep the good vibes going into the spring season. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash, and right there is our man, our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. How are you doing, man?
What is up, man? What's going down with you, Marcus? Man, I'm doing fine, man. Yeah, what about you? How you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. We got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good topics to cover tonight. There's a never dull moment in the NFL's off seasons, the NFL regular season. Man, Brett Veach continues to make moves, and we got to talk about some of these moves that Brett Veach is making. But yeah, I'm loving it. That national championship games you watched, our Monday show ended right before that ended. That was wild.
Yeah, I did not get to finish watching it. Upstairs, grabbed me something to eat, man. Before I knew it was already over. You know, and after I was talking to him, he said, "Man, it's already over." I said, "Man, who won?" He said, "Florida." So I didn't even get to go back to see how it ended. You know, I told him, man, my team was out of it. You know, but I'm a Duke fan, basketball fan. I was just like, you know what? Hey, man, congratulations to them. So, Duke should have been there. They should have been there.
I will say, I think if Duke was there, I think Duke would have won. Would have beat Florida. I mean, the way Houston just folded. I mean, they didn't really have an offense. They pride themselves on defense. They couldn't score in that second half of that game, man. They blew it. The possessions went by, and they just couldn't score.
Well, shoot, they were seeing line drives against us. The way they were shooting, you see them line drive. Even the free throws, the line drives going in.
Yeah,
even the free throws. So I just, you know what, man? I just said, like, you know what, whatever, let them have it. Good to Florida and Houston getting there, but hey, that's what it is. John Clipper said, "I was not impressed. Sloppy finish. Watched the last 5 minutes."
Yeah,
I might have to go ahead and get in and check it out, man. I don't know.
Just last 5 minutes. I don't think you need to watch the whole game. You'll see the slow collapse from Houston.
Okay. Well, you know, Jokers collapsed against us, and we let them off the hook.
Yep,
let them off the daggone hook, brother. What happened? So, you know, hey. It is what it is, but now basketball is over. It is there. It is done. It's in the bag. It is finished. So,
college basketball. We have 2 more months of NBA playoffs coming up.
You know how it goes. I mean, geez, you know, NBA basketball. You know, we were just talking about Luka. You know, going back home to Dallas tonight. It was just, you know, first time back. You know, which is, I'm sure, it's an emotional roller coaster for him. What he's dealing with. But so Linda Hunter said, which loss was worse, Chiefs or Duke? I mean, Chiefs for sure. I think both of them were equally as disappointing. Let me put it that way. Okay. I think what's more shocking was the Chiefs, the way in the nature that we got beat. We got manhandled, and I didn't see any of that coming. Did not see it at all. So, you know, what up, Neff? How's it going? How you feeling tonight? How's everything going? So,
what's up, Chad?
Doing well, Neff. Doing well, man. Love you. We talked about the old Dukies. The game we watched together, man, getting handled. We should have won the Should have been in the championship, but hey, it is what it is. So Buck and Bob take on Chiefs Kingdom. What's up, man? Buck and Bob, my guy. What's happening? Other sports are for me. Football is life. Football is life. Football is life. Sometimes, but you need a little rest and respite sometimes from football. Enjoy some of the other sports, some of the other athletes out there, my guy. So if y'all haven't had a chance to go watch Buck and Bob, y'all make sure y'all go and watch Buck and Bob's channel. Check those dudes out, their podcasts.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like Casey was never in the game, so by halftime we all kind of like knew the writing was on the wall. Whereas the Duke game, there's 50 seconds left in that game. You thought you're home free. So
ain't over. We know it. It's like, hey, shoot, Cooper Flag, go ahead and do what he needs to do. Get ready for Monday night, and imploded. Yeah. Didn't make any sense, none whatsoever. Stu Southson, what up, Stu? What's going down, Stu? Stu was out here in the house, baby. What's going down? South Carolina was another disappointment.
Yeah. Women's college basketball. Yeah.
I didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
I'm a big Don Staley fan.
Yeah, me too.
He's fan.
Philly's own Don Staley.
Sir, yes, sir. Gator Nation, Stu. Look, now all of a sudden they win. You start adopting now Florida Gator Nation. Is that what it is? Well, I'll give you that. So, Dom Jones, did you ever go to a rugby game, JD? I have not. I can't think of if I ever seen one live.
You were supposed to go to a Kentucky game, though, weren't you?
And I didn't get to. So remind me, I'm definitely going to put that. That's on my list, man. That's on my list. A couple of times I thought, man, let me run over here and see if these guys over here practicing or doing something, just to go check the thing out. So, I would love to catch a game, though, Dom. I would love to go catch a game for sure. But while we're doing that, man, let me say what's up to everybody else. What's up, Witchy? Witchy's in house. How you doing? I didn't get that tie-dye memo. Which you got I know you got a couple of tie-dyes I know on hand. I know you do. In the closet? For sure. Stu definitely has at least 5 or 6 tie-dyes.
Oh, yeah. He's got some Hawaiian shirt tie-dyes, I'm sure.
Yeah, down there, man, Clearwater. One of the best beaches in the in the United States, that he continues to remind me of. So beautiful place to go down there and go visit. So I'm the Browns here in the house. What up, I'm the Brown? Man, we're gonna have some good conversation tonight, my brother. Dom Jones is here. Talk to him already. Gary Holland, how you doing, Gary? Linda Hunter is here in the house. John Clifford already said what's up. Buck and Bob take on Chiefs Kingdom. What's going down? Mike Brennan is here. What's up, Mike? So Casey was never in the game. At least Duke made you feel like they should have won. Yeah, really. Yeah. So I don't know how I was so disappointed in it. Neff, Chad H. Berg 11 is here as well. Neff is here. About time. What's going on about time? About time you drinking some of that bourbon. I know you had bourbon last time, brother. Let me know what you're sipping on if you're doing some bourbon tonight, man. Hope the family's doing well. Hope the family is doing well. Blazing Bobby. What's up, man? What's up, Blazing Bobby? Look, tonight is a night. Nana Sherry. What's up, Nana? Nana Sherry is always good to see her name popping up in the chat. Listen, we're going to have a great conversation. I want y'all to ask us some questions. This is where we engage with you all. Throw us some stuff out there, man. We're going to talk about it. And, of course, we're going to have our things that we're going to do our due, too, just to have a conversation about some of the things that we brought up here. So, I am. Russell Tenier. Yes, sir. Good choice. Great choice, actually. I actually know the family that makes that, the Russell family.
Are they based out of Kentucky?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Usually, if it's a bourbon, officially, it's made in the state of Kentucky.
Okay.
So that is made here in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, which is right down the road from me. My one of my good friends from college played safety. He's actually friends with that family, so that's how I know them. And good family, man. Good family. I don't know if you know Marcus, are you a bourbon drinker?
The first time I had bourbon was when I went for your wedding when I went to Kentucky.
Really? First time? Very first time?
My first time, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
During that Friday picnic that you had, I think it was 2 that I got to taste test.
Okay.
That was my first time.
Yeah. All right. Cool. What do you think about it? What do you think about the bourbon?
It was okay. It was a little smoky.
Put some hair on your chest, baby. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't usually drink liquor. If I ever drink alcohol, it's usually like, beer, or a hard seltzer. But usually when I do drink liquor, it is tequila. That's usually my go-to is tequila. So tequila and bourbon are a little different ends of the spectrum there.
Okay. All right. Nothing wrong with it, man. Bourbon is an acquired taste. I think the more you get it, you understand the history behind it, get to actually taste it the way it's supposed to be tasted or sipped, then you can get a better appreciation, But it can go down a little harsh, man. If you ain't ready for it, put some hair on your chest.
I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
I think Laura actually ended up taking mine. Cause I was like, I can't, I don't want to waste it. She's like, I'll have it. I'll take it. So she had both, she had 2 cups.
Coming in. Right? Look at her. Yeah, on the reserves. There you go, Laura. Way to get it. It's a good deal. Good deal. Yeah, nothing like a good bottle of bourbon, that's for sure. What's up, Ray 028? How you doing? Barbershop, what's going on, man? So we're going to talk about it here. Barbershop, see what we're talking about. Sipping on some Crown Royal, Mike Brennan. Crown is good. I ain't had Crown in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't had it since college.
Yeah. Stu said, I got a pair of white patent leather shoes like Clark Griswold. He said he got the tie-dye shirt. That'll go great with those tie-dye shirts, though. Sure will. So,
Gary Hall, tequila makes your clothes fall off. Yes, it can. It can.
I've seen it. I had a real interesting story behind some tequila when I was in college.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think we all have our tequila stories when we take it a little too far. That's the fun thing about tequila, though. You don't know where the night's going to take you.
Yeah, that's right. That's for sure. Crown Apple is dangerous. Yes, it is. So, but yeah, America's first food law and birth of the FDA was involved with bourbon at the Bottle and Bond Act.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh. There you go.
A little bit about that. Yeah.
That's cool. Thanks for that history nugget there about time. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another good thing we make down here, man, is some good old white lightning, moonshine. You talking about putting some hair on your chest. Had to put some hair on your chest and straighten it out.
I think Chad was telling me about white lightning when I was there for your wedding. I think he was talking about white lightning.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So,
yeah, Chad gave me the lowdown on the Blue People and White Lightning. He gave me the lowdown on both those things. Yeah, I thought he was yanking my chain on the whole Blue People thing, and then then I looked it up and it was holy crap, that is wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, moonshine is no joke. Yeah, so we're gonna have some good things for y'all tonight to talk about, so like some good old moonshine to take in, so you get a libation or something, so you can sit back and sip and listen to us go talking about some good old Chiefs football and just going what's going on around the NFL and the league. So
yeah. So before we go to Chiefs football, JD and I were talking the other day about some kind of current events kind of stuff that's going on. And there's the whole Pat McAfee thing. I don't know if anyone knows about the whole Pat McAfee situation that's going on. Obviously, sports media, right? We're all part of the sports media world. We're not on ESPN, but we're all part of the sports media umbrella. McAfee show started on YouTube, and here we are. But I don't know if anyone knows about the whole kind of the defamation case that's going on with this. But so kind of brief background. Or JD, do you want to give background on the whole McAfee thing?
Yeah, man, this is kind of a crazy story, man. I was just like, yo, Marcus, have you heard this? And I sent it to you. I was just like, man, I'd like to actually kind of talk and address about this issue. So apparently, I guess it comes out that Pat McAfee show, I guess he's speaking with the guys that's there or and they're talking about like some of salacious things that's going out in the world, right? And so it brings up a story about this young lady that apparently slept with a student's dad. Okay. This is the alleged thing that was said. And somehow, from Ole Miss, So Adam Schefter was in there, and he was just like, well, what does this have to do? He thought it was going to go to, what's the name of it? What's his name? The quarterback down there.
Oh, Dart.
Dart. Yeah, Jackson Dart. He thought he was going to have to talk about Jackson Dart. And so didn't really say anything else, just kind of threw this thing out there, right? And just kind of, it being said, and didn't really was, of course, Pat and those guys go on and did the whole allegedly doing that, allegedly, and all those different things, right, that they do. And people kind of took it to heart, man, and just ran with it. They just took that little snippet, Pat putting something like this out here, and all of a sudden it just got legs, and it just went out everywhere. So to the point, man, when we talking about almost ruining this young lady's life, not only her life, but also to her families and her boyfriend, the one that supposedly his dad was the one that has, slept with her or saying that, this had occurred. And I was just like, man, this thing right here is bizarre, especially because it wasn't even true. That's the crazy part. Wasn't even true whatsoever. Don't even know where it came from, just a conversation. And he throws it out here, man. And just any of these, cause, Pat has a huge following and whatnot. People take that, man, and they just run with it. So when we sit there, man, it just all of a sudden, the young girl was talking about she couldn't even go to class. She had to move off campus. People were putting things up underneath her, her door in her dormitory. People taking pictures of her when she would go to class. Just made her life like a living hell, like a living hell. I just thought, man, I said, man, how crazy is that someone says something, right? Pat or whoever it may be, throws this thing out here. And especially in this day and age of information that you can't really decipher if it's real or not. And a lot of people get into this whole conspiracy theories on a whole lot of different things. And there's a ton of lies just being put out here. A lot of it's just for clout. A lot of it's just to generate stories. I just think, man, I thought about talking about it because I was just like, yo, man, this is just wrong. This is just wrong. So she has actually, a lawsuit against them, Pat McAfee and those guys, and just saying, defamation. And she made her life a living hell. And I told you, I said, I hope she gets everything that she deserves from this, really. Especially because if you're sitting over here, you start naming people and start dealing with other people's lives, and if you don't even know them, what's the point? What's the purpose of doing this? And I get I guess Pat and those guys put somewhat of a thing out before the show that says, this is some type of comedic, whatever show that they just kind of do things. Well, sometimes, man, stuff like that, man, ain't really funny, especially when it's dealing with people's lives being ruined. And so, like I said before, man, it seemed deliberate, because if you didn't know for sure and you just taking a story, you just throw it out there and just run with it. Because why? Because it was just something just to have a conversation and talk about at the time. That's why, some of these dudes that's out there, it's a little crazy to me. I don't really watch Pat's show a lot. I don't, I watch, some clips, how some clips come on Twitter, and, I watch more so some of those, maybe on YouTube. But I don't think I ever watched a full show, and because everybody has their own opinion about things. I think Pat is kind of a funny guy. He's very, charismatic, colorful in the way that he acts and whatnot, right? But sometimes, man, you got to be a little bit more responsible to some things that you do. And I think this is something like a recourse as far as dealing with it. That is absolutely, supposed to be done. This is perfect. I think this should be the response for people to do things like that. It's almost like the same thing with Stephen A. and him talking about, oh, LeBron put his hands on me. What was you gonna do? What you gonna do, Stephen A? I mean, honestly, what was you gonna do? Oh, we'd have been fighting. You would have been folded up, okay, up underneath one of them chairs on the court. Okay.
Hey, that's our future president you're talking about here, JD.
Get that out. Never. No, sir. No, sir. Ridiculous. And I just, all of that tough talking that Joker was doing, and I wish LeBron, and it wouldn't have been like a Chris Rock and Will Smith kind of thing. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have been. It'd have been worse. Because as soon as you would have fought back, LeBron would have put your tail up there in the 10th row. I'm talking about just absolutely folding you up. Talking all that noise, man. Come on, man. Don't even sit there and act like, oh, man, you won't do this. Okay, fine. I would, in that position, you're supposed to fight back. If a man put his hands on you, stuff like that, you're supposed to do what you're going to do. But don't believe that the outcome was going to be anything that it was going to be in your favor, Don't think you over at Steven Seagal or Bruce Lee or somebody all of a sudden you're going to turn into. It's just crazy, man. All the man, just all that old wolf selling wolf tickets. No one even going to do nothing. He ain't going to pinch you. Great. Sitting there talking all that noise, man. But I just going to that point that sometimes, man, these shows and these conversations just, man, it's too much. It's too much, and I get people get out there and you can say whatever you want to say. It's your show. We get on, we say what we want to say, man. But I think we have a little bit more civility in the things we talk about, Marcus. We at least try to be somewhat respectful, have some type of decorum when we sit there and we talk about these things, right? I mean, I'm one of those. I'm quick to say, like, yo, we ain't gonna be out here just talking about people like that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that's, first off, I don't think it's necessary. Number two, I do believe that you have to have some type of reputation that you should try to protect, really. And this young lady whose life has been marred by the salacious gossip out there that he throws out, yeah, then he needs to pay for it. He should be. He should be held accountable for that, because it was, like I said before, it's irresponsible on his part just to do something like that. So,
yeah, and also too, like the defamation aspect. I mean, she's 19 years old, right? So like, this is going to be something that could stick with her forever. When she types in her name, this story is going to stick with her forever. Like that's something that she can't. Something that wasn't true at all. I mean, that's the fact that her sleeping with her dad, her boyfriend's dad. I mean, it's nuts that was even talked about. But yeah, I think people, and we embrace it. Obviously, we don't have Pat McAfee audience numbers, right? At least not yet. But we still bear a responsibility for us to come on here and talk about, we do our draft shows, right? Tasia talks about, those people, these draft experts that are saying there's character concerns on guys, because we're not saying it, but there's draft experts that are saying these things. They're coming from anonymous sources. So and when we talk about those things, we have to be careful when we do say those things, because it's like, Tasia's not saying it, we're not saying it, but we're hearing this from draft experts who are hearing it from anonymous sources, right? So when you say those things like, well, yeah, blah, blah, blah from, SI, Sports Illustrated, saying that, James Pierce has this, and that's why maybe keeping teams away from him. We have to be, me being a former news person, you have to be very, 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 very responsible when it comes to this stuff, because it's people's lives we're talking about, whether it's a small scale or big scale like Pat McAfee's. You just got to do it, because once we're done with this live, it's there forever. It's out there forever.
Well, it's the responsibility. You got to do your due diligence. Why wouldn't you, right? If not, you're going to be held accountable for it. You're going to be held accountable for the things that you say. And so, defamation lawsuit like these, they're going to touch them. They're going to touch them. And they should. They absolutely should. So I think, especially when I wouldn't even say that you're delivering the news. Okay. Like I said, these are shows and podcasts that these guys do have that, it's a lot of entertainment. There's a lot of things that's going to be said. Like sometimes comedians say things like, I'm a comic. And I'm able to say whatever. Okay. You're able to say whatever you want to say, but also too, just realize that you're going to be held accountable for some of the things you said. Oh, it was just a joke. Well, wop, take a couple of your teeth out. That wasn't no joke. Ha, I'm laughing now. So I think, man, the disrespect that sometimes that people do without even thinking, I think, man, is just crazy to me. It really is. And so that's the problem too. So Witchy Hall says that's the problem. Too many people take Pat seriously. He tells everyone to not take him seriously, but boy, do they ever. Absolutely, 1,000-lutely, they do. And you got to have a lot of crazies that follow him and that was the thing about it, Witchy, because now her life changes because people are hitting up online, social media, saying all type of, derogatory things to her. And she didn't do any of these things. She didn't have nothing to do with any of it. Just pull her name out of the hat about this stuff, and just people are just on her. And that's the cruelty of some of these folks out here. Because then you got a whole lot of yahoos out here that take it too far, right? Where they, like, cruelty is, that's the purpose. It is to be cruel. Part of it is the trolls. And, you can come see me, instead of the dad. And like, yo, man, what are you talking about? Like, if you had to go there, man, that's why jokers need to catch it. Fold a joker up, man, catch up. Somebody's lip right here. I'm talking about, man, mustache music. That's what it had to be. And so them suckers sitting over here and they flopping their lips off about a lot of this different things, man. Tell you what, let it be my daughters. Somebody else. I've been like, look, Pat, I want to see you. And it wouldn't have been like no Stephen A. LeBron. Believe that. Shoot.
Pat would have made like a money-making thing out of it. It would be like a WWE event, honestly. You actually made...
Yeah, we ain't doing that. If I get you before the WWE, no, we ain't, it ain't how it's going to be handled. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be in front of, no, sir. Catch your sucker yourself over in the subway or something, trying to get a sandwich. Bop, bop, bop. You say, what now? Huh? See, you try to kick with that leg. See what happened. But I just, to me, man, when we talking about protecting our women, and our girls, how we supposed to do it. This ain't it. It's not. So it don't matter who it is, women, children, men, like whoever it may be that, wrongfully gets accused or being told on, man, it's all silly. It's all silly. So I think if that is the remedy, go hit your joker's pockets, so be it. You're going to learn today.
And I do think as well, I know Pat, I like Pat McAfee. I think his show, I don't watch it all the time, but I have watched it many times. I do think we are getting to this kind of this blurred line now where when people are caught in something, you hear a lot of, oh, I was joking, or he was joking. I think we are getting into this kind of time where it's like, I mean, you have a big audience, you have a big platform. If you're a comedian, you're a comedian. Like Bill Burr, when he does a stand-up, that's comedy. That's comedy. It's funny.
Right.
McAfee's got an ESPN show. We're talking sports, right? Not all of his interviews are jokes. Yes, he'll throw jokes in there while he's doing interviews, but not all of them are jokes. And when you're talking about someone like a 19-year-old girl like this, it's like, okay, you're not a comedian. Your show is a sports show. You're talking to Adam Schefter. He's not a comedian by any means. So what do you mean? You're doing a routine with Adam Schefter? I mean, come on. So it's like just time to say, oh, he's joking, and time to say he's not joking. And like that's why I feel like we're getting to this era now where people are just falling on saying, oh, he never meant anything by it. He was joking with it. And we're seeing that on the political scope of things, and also when we're talking our sports shows now. It's just like some things are serious and some things are jokes. This was not.
No. Especially when it's dealing with people, their real eyes on things. Definitely not. Some jokes just, go too far. Just not funny. And so, like I said, man, sometimes, they talking about getting some act right. Somebody might have to get some act right at some point. That's for sure. There's that type of justice out here that people, they don't play around with that. They just don't. I just think it's a shame, man, because you get into that salacious kind of style of things. I love humor. Crash humor, I'm not really with as much. I'm not, like the whole high school kind of giggly type of deal. Some of those things like, oh man, what are you doing? Right? I mean, at some point you got to grow up. You giggling over here like a, high school cat, but that's okay. All right. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I want to be more dignified in myself, and I think other people, on the same vein, Marcus, in a lot of different ways. I think, things are funny, right? Somebody said something, it's a little joking, but shoot, man, like Buck and Bob said, at the end of the day, it all come back to treat others as you would like to be treated. Silly old saying, but so true. That is a fact.
The golden rule, baby.
Golden rule. Yeah. And I don't know if Pat got kids. Does Pat have kids? Anything like that? I don't even know.
I think he might have just had one, actually.
Did he?
I think he just had one recently.
All right. Well, he's going to learn the story with this. This is a good learning session for him, to go through. So,
Yeah. But yeah, again, we bear responsibility no matter how big of an audience you have, whether it's you're going live for 3 people or 118 people or, millions of people. You bear the same responsibility,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fact.
Especially for someone who like this girl who doesn't really have a platform. That was one of the things I saw. What she was saying, she was like, I couldn't really defend myself because I don't have a big audience like Pat McAfee, so I couldn't like go on a show and be like, "Hey guys, I didn't do this." And that's the scary thing because most of the time you have beef, right? When we talk LeBron and Stephen A. Smith, for example, LeBron's got a big platform, and so does Stephen A.
Yeah.
So they can actually, they can voice their displeasure with the other person on a story. And it can reach the same amount of people, but when it's one big person and then a small time a girl in college, that's something that's just unfair. On top of her not being able to kind of get the same message out there about herself to say, "Hey, like I didn't do this."
Yeah, I just and that's the shame. That's the shame. That's the sad part because all his followers, his trolls, and all the real ugly guys that come out here just that love type of the derogatory humor he's in, jump all over. That's just, man, it's just sad, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm saying this as a father with 2 daughters, and I have 2 sons, but I think it's just, it's really irresponsible, so, and I'm sure Pat, man, he's a decent dude. I don't know him. And I'm sure guys are all laughing and stuff like that, but if you put something out there like this, boy, man.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, he's not a father. I mean, he's a father to like a young kid. When that kid gets older, like LeBron defending his kid on the sidelines to Stephen A., right?
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, you don't know until you become a father or a parent, the game changes for you.
He should let Bronny go handle his business. Bronny would have probably folded up Stephen A. too. Bronny like, hey, go get him. You better not swing back out on Stephen A. So Bronny would have probably handled old Stephen A. She says she's been swatted over this. What does that mean?
SWAT, it's like when you get caught, when you get the SWAT team or cops called on you for no reason.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I did read that. It's like, what? Joe, man. This joke is talking. It's crazy stuff.
It's crazy. All right. Pat McAfee in boxing. A lot of people are saying that LeBron wouldn't have tried that with you, JD. So if you ever came at Bronny, LeBron would never LeBron wouldn't try to do what he did to Stephen A. Smith to you.
Oh, man, me and Brian be cool. Believe me, I'd be like, yo, Brian, first off, I won't be having nothing like that. I'd be rooting for Bronny to get his. I would be. Ain't gonna get it. Shoot. But when he went into, I think he was talking about how he was, how he, as a father, that was a question. Like, hey, wait a minute. Now you're doing too much, right? Now you're doing too much, especially as he has kids too, right? So I think LeBron has been nothing but, a pretty good father, good role model for his children. And so his kids and that, you don't ever see them into anything crazy. They just don't. I think they understand the gravity of who they are and what they need to do. Now, I understand that they might have a different perspective because, like Bronny wants to go where he wants to go. That's the little, being spoiled because this is, you raised your dad is LeBron James. And so, some things like you have, it's like, well, why can't I do that? How come I can't go to the team I want to go? Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see, son. So,
shout out to our guy, Marion Oliver. Appreciate the contribution, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, Marion. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. Yeah, swatted. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I see some really crazy stories in that. I mean, people just do this all the time. Like, there's people who just go out and do this all the time. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
They just randomly do it to people. I mean, back in the day, was the fun thing to do as like a pranking was calling a pizza delivery guy to like your friend's house, and then going to watch the other pizza delivery guy go to your friend's house with like a 10 pizzas and be like, we didn't order that. But nowadays, people are swatting people. I don't get it.
Dude, John Clifford said they call it the dude that did 270 swats on peeps. What? There was actually somebody out there that did 270 swats?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it was a Netflix like little documentary on it, I think.
What jokers coming to, man? What they doing? They ain't nothing else to do. That's your dopamine hit. That's your high. Let me do this, and it gives you some sense of power, or just,
it's weird.
That's your feeling that you need it. Need
yeah.
it.
Go ride a roller coaster, okay? Why are you doing that?
Let's do, yeah. Jump out of a plane with a parachute or something, man. Find something else. Yeah, skydive, whatever.
Something.
Yeah, swatting people, their lives. Oh, man.
Buck and Bob, appreciate having coffee or beer on me. Not enough for a good bourbon, though. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, my man.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. So.
All right. So now we get to some Chiefs talk. Some good stuff. So tonight we're gonna talk about some of the new guys, or old faces. But we'll be doing a film study in a little bit here on one of the new guys we got. But we're gonna begin with the familiar face, JD, who's returning back to Kansas City. Mike Edwards, our guy, Mike Edwards, the ball hawk, the guy who's always around the ball whenever he was with us 2 years ago. But yeah, Chiefs have not stopped adding veteran depth. It's been pretty much an offseason. I think in the last few years, we kind of see the trend of a lot of one-year deals around the league, not just in Kansas City, but all over the place. Just seeing the trend of one-year deals, which is interesting. It's a new take on free agency now. But so Mike Edwards is back, adding depth to the safety room, which lost Justin Reed this past offseason. This guy was jogging the spot. I mean, whenever he saw the ball, that guy was around there. You saw 21 around the ball a lot when he was in Kansas City. I don't know how he did last year in Tampa, but yeah, and nonetheless, he's back on a really solid deal, a 1 year, I think, like veteran minimum. But JD, what do you make of this move? We talked about the safety room being a kind of young room between Cook, Chamari, Jaden Hicks. We might see some Najee Johnson back there at safety this coming season. It's kind of, pretty young, but you bring Mike Edwards back, a little elder statesman. What do you make of this the DB or the safety room?
I think it's much needed to have a veteran presence back there, especially Reed leaving, to kind of show these young guys the way on what they need to do, how they're supposed to prepare themselves for the game to play. Mike Edwards, man, we know that he's been a consummate pro ever since he's been in the NFL. I think he said that Matt House is the one that kind of brought him back here. He's going to be under him as well. So Matt House used to coach him over at the University of Kentucky. And so they was coming back for that relationship, but Spags and those guys. So I think this is something that they needed to do, especially in that secondary, especially at safety too. Especially, like I said before, you lose Reed. Who else do you have? So got a lot of young talent back there, a lot of young talent. Hicks is going to learn a whole lot from him. So I think it's a good move, Marcus. I really do. It's a really good move for our defense.
Yeah, I'm seeing here a lot of people. It's not the only chat I'm seeing this on, but I'm seeing guys. G-Pick, Mike is our best free agent signing to this point. A lot of people love the Mike Edwards signing, and a lot of people didn't want him to go 2 years ago when he went to Tampa. Just having him, does this? When you see this move, is this more of like kind of an insurance thing of, if the young guys aren't ready to be that spot? I mean, like, how much playing time do you think Mike Edwards is going to get? I mean, and is he the replacement for Justin Reed? I mean, how do you think that kind of safety room is going to go now that he's back there?
Well, I think if there's any type of bumps, any type of hang-ups whatsoever, Mike is the all-around do-it-all guy. He really is. He can cover, he can come down, and he can play in the box. He can do it all. And so the thing is, when you have a guy as talented as Mike, like you said, a ball hawk, he understands defenses. He knows exactly how to get angles. He know how to communicate, especially in the secondary. I think people don't quite understand how important it is to communicate with the other guys, especially where you're supposed to be in zone or man. in particular coverage. And Mike's going to be able to do all of that. So I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. I do. Hicks is a guy that is going to come in. He's going to play a whole lot. I do believe they can switch this up with him and have a great rotation. That's one thing that Spags likes to do. He likes to rotate his guys, especially at safety. Demetrio Spence and Mike can play a little slot too. He can. And so, like I said, man, he can do it all. He can really do it all. But without a doubt, Marcus, I do believe he comes back, not to just take a back seat or just sit on the bench. He's coming here to come play. And so Spags is sitting over here, and he has any reservations on any guys, any questions. He like, Mike, go ahead and get in. Shoot, I would even say that you start looking at training camp and start seeing how everybody's going to be moving in and out. Mike might start at the beginning of the season, to be honest with you. So we'll just have to see. And like I said before, that might not be a big thing because Spags like using his rotation on those guys anyway. So, but now going back to saying it again, man, Mike is a great signing for us. Veteran guy, veteran presence, veteran voice back there. And I think Spags and those guys are very happy to have him back in the building.
28 years old, too, so he's not like this old guy. I mean, he's still, man, 28 is still pretty young.
Yeah, it just seemed like he lived a long life because, where it seemed like he's been in the league for about 12 to 15 years.
I know. I guess when a guy comes back, goes elsewhere, and comes back, you always feel like he's older. Like Juju, for example, that's a good one. Well, Juju, it's not only the fact that he came back, he also kind of plays a little bit like an older guy. And when you look at his age, you're like, wait, what? He's 27 or 28? He has that kind of old man kind of movement right now, which is not the best thing for a receiver, but
somebody was saying when he came back here, they were like, man, we got old Juju. I said, man, the Joker was 2 years removed from catching almost 80 balls.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He had an injury. That's what slowed him down. He went up there to go chase the bag. Found out the grass went green on the other side, especially up there in New England. Jeez. That's rough. That's a rough outing. Especially, when Belichick leaves and people didn't want you, people ain't looking at you in in the locker room. Everybody just kind of turned their head every time you walk. Hey, what's up? He ain't gonna be here too long. And so we had to get him back. I'm glad he's back too.
So Bucket Bob says, because he had an introductory press conference today. Mike had a good press conference today talking about how he's grown since he was last here. 2 years, or a year removed. So, man, I guess a guy, talk about that. As far as football years, JD, how much is 1 year? How much is a guy learning as a 26-year-old guy? How much is he really learning deep into it? Because talk about from a rookie and sophomore point of view, right? Obviously, they're learning a lot. Yeah. But when a guy's like an elder statesman where he's been around for a couple of years, the guys have been really learned that much. Is he really learning that much in a year removed from being in Kansas City?
Is he learning a lot?
Yeah, talk about, because obviously you're in the NFL for 5 years at this point. Like, how much is the guy really learning at this point? Is this a good soundbite he's saying, or is this you played for a long time, so year 6, are you still learning new things? And they say it's always a good thing to say, right? It's as you continue to age, you're still learning new things. Yeah, that keeps your mind preoccupied. Now you learn new traits, new tricks.
Well, I think he is. He might be learning also too his limits on his body and what he can and cannot do. So he might have had a really inflated, thought of who he was, right? It was like, hey, man, I'm still the guy. And he realized, hey, shoot, man, maybe I'm not as quick as I thought it was. So he's learning. He's learning his body. He's learning, like I said, some of the angles. He's learning how to communicate even better. But that goes into it. I think you learn every single year that you're in the league. And something else you're just going to see that you didn't quite see before, Marcus. And that's one thing we always supposed to do, right? We all supposed to come in and we supposed to learn every single day. Doesn't mean, that you're not learning. When you get older, you actually realize how much you don't know. It's like, man, I'm just now learning this. Yeah. You know how they do the little memes like I was, couple days old until I learned how to do this or that, man. I think they're pretty funny when they do that. Because I'm just like, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know it either. So it's always good. It's always good. So Stewart says, Stewart was in business. He said in business, 1 year is a lot. Yeah. You talking about customers, how you treat them, foods, money, bringing things out. There's a lot that goes into it. Sure. Constant improvement is a core value. We all have to have that. Mike Brett is absolutely correct. So, but yeah, he's going to give them a lot of good nuggets that these guys could understand. Like, hey, man, look, I tell you, don't do that. Oh, man, I'm going to do it this way. He's like, look, I tried that a couple of years. I'm just telling you, you could try it this way. How about doing it this, like that, though? Okay, see how you act and respond to it. And so some of the young guys that might have struggled last year, like Nazi struggled. He can help him a whole lot, Jamari can help him out tremendously. And so having a veteran guy that understands how to take things and, needs a conversation to the linebackers, to everybody on the sideline, to the coaches, even a guy might, if it's even like mentally, emotionally, how to deal with things. It's like, hey, like, yo, you got this, okay? You can't be that way with the coach. When you trying to learn, you trying to do things, man, listen to what he's saying. And that's part of the problem with some young people, man. They like talking more than they do like listening.
Yeah, well, they think they know it all at that point.
Yeah.
I was making so much at NIL. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's a different issue. But, yeah, having Edwards is great because, we talked about the youth and also, too, like, Connor last year. We played him in the slot a little bit last year, and maybe it allows him to kind of play more in his prime position, being a safety, and having a guy like Edwards who's kind of versatile dude who can play a little bit of everything. So I do like that aspect of it. But we get a question here from Mike Brennan, which I think is interesting. We haven't really talked about safety at all going into this draft in a couple of weeks. Edwards is only on a 1-year deal. I think Cook's a free agent after next year. I think, Nazi just got his exclusive rights free agency thing signed. So I think it's a 1-year deal. So Connor may have 2 years left. So pretty much that is kind of Jaden Hicks. Okay, well, he's got a couple of years. But nonetheless, do you think that's something they could go? We haven't talked about it, but is that something you think they could go early within the first 3 rounds of the draft? Would you be surprised if they did that?
Early rounds, maybe. I you know what? I've always in all my mocks, I put a safety in there. Every single one, and I do believe that might be a move. I think it'd be a good move to get a very talented safety that could kind of do it all. Plays within the scheme. Somebody who was without a doubt has some speed, has some high IQ. Because sometimes, man, some of the things you just need to add on to what you already got. So it's like, hey, man, we could find maybe a diamond in the rough, maybe 4th round or wherever, and pick somebody up, get a guy. I like the one safety from Ohio State. He's good. I like him. I can't think his name right now, but he's a good safety. Been watching him, how he plays. There's a few guys I've actually checked out, like safety wise. I'm like, okay, yeah, I could definitely see him in our scheme. So, we ask our safeties to do a lot, man. A lot of covering, especially in man zone. You got to know where you're going to be, being down, close to the line of scrimmage. So that's a lot. That is a lot. But I do see Marcus getting us a safety somewhere in this draft.
I just based on the contract we just talked about. Jaden Hicks is and Shamari Connor the only two, and we obviously we like having a lot of safeties out there doing some stuff for us in the back end. So, we like the versatility from those guys. Sandman says, question: wasn't Nazi a safety in college? Yeah, he was. That's why when people were knocking Nazi for doing a poor job last year at corner, I was like, okay, well, 2 things. A, that's first time playing cornerback in a season. 2, he's coming off an ACL injury. I think now with Justin Reed gone, I think we actually may see a little bit more of him going back to playing some hybrid safety cornerback-ish kind of stuff. We may see that. I don't know. I'm just guessing based on his position in college, which at Marshall he was a safety.
Yeah. I think that's his natural position. But he can do it all. The good thing is that you utilize him at corner, challenge him in that regard. Put him on, as a nickel, back, and he's done okay job at times. He don't mind coming down and hit like a safety. He don't mind that at all. That's one thing I love about it. So Lathan Ransom, that's it, Mike. That's what I like. That's Lathan Ransom. He's a good player, really good player from out there, Ohio State. So
Ohio State's got some dudes in this draft, man. They have some dudes.
Yes, they do.
We got an interesting question. This is interesting from Nana Sherry. Do players sign an NDA when they change teams so they don't tell the new team the plays of the former team?
No, they don't. If you come over, obviously you might want to try to give some tail, let them know as far as like, some of here's some of the things that they kind of give away, some of the things I like to do. And coaches like picking, players' brain. But it all depends, to them, I think they like the challenge of, okay, let us figure it out. What did y'all run over there? What was it? What's your favorite things they like doing? So, but no, it don't, man, NDAs, you can't do that. Shoot, you got coaches going to other teams, so it's just, hey, man, look, and the reason is this is so much of a copycat league. Football, you could write a whole lot of X's and O's up. You could dress it up a lot of different ways. And it all comes down to tackling, okay? Breaking tackles, scoring. It's going to just go down to the bare bones of what things are, okay? All right, get fast, make tackles. Shoot, make a guy miss and hit home. That you want to be able to do. So, yeah, and coaches, they love trying to figure things out. They love trying to, help guys out and saying, like, look, this is what a guy does before he does it. Maybe that'll give you like a little indication about what they're going to do. But no, you don't have to sign on NDAs. Never heard that before.
I guess in different industries, like, for example, I guess, yeah, different industries. I'm saying some people are saying, oh, same thing with other industries, but no, not really. Like, you have different things where, like, for example, if I were to leave like a news station right in DC, and I want to go to another news station in DC, locally at least, sometimes you have like a 6 month of, hey, like, you can't go. 6 months, you cannot be on TV. You can't go from my station one day and the next station. They put those things into contracts sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's certain things. Like, for example, ESPN, like, we're buying you out of your contract, but we're buying you out. You can't go work for Fox Sports for a year at least until that contract is done, because we're still paying you that money. There's certain things though, but like when I was working as a public relations for a grocer, they had a thing you had to sign, was called trade secrets. I couldn't share anything to other grocer type places, and that was like certain things they had, like, you couldn't. If they ever figured out that I was giving some trade secrets to Aldi, for example, I was liable for something, right? I was a breach of trade secrets, and that was like something that most people did. But the thing was, you still had CEOs and different guys coming from those other grocers, so it's like, I mean, come on, trade secrets. Give me a break. It's grocery.
Well, I think sometimes you talking about intellectual property too, innovations. Yeah. Like there's certain things you just can't do, and you got to make sure. Because like if I patent something, it's like, hey, this is how they make such and such work, right? This is what they do. Okay, well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna put 2 and 2 together. Next thing you know, you be getting getting a lawsuit on you.
Yeah.
Getting Simmons to come to court. Hey,
crazy, man. Yeah, because I remember looking at the whole thing when you first got on board, it was all those things about trade secrets. Anything you see, you can't take over. You end up getting a job at the competition. It's like, okay, I mean, like, it's grocery. But anyway, I was in public relations, so not allowed to take it over from public relations to other places. That's all common knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is called non-compete clauses.
Yeah, the non-competes. He's talking about the media aspect of things. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So Mike Edwards back, and wouldn't be surprised if we take a safety in the draft. So there you go. Lathan Ransom. I'm gonna have to do some safety research, JD. I haven't really done much. I've been honing in on defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's a good long guy, man. Plays really well. Comes down, makes hits. Loves to tackle. Another ball hawk. He's a solid player. I like him a lot. I think he's one of those guys you could get in the 4th round. No question about it. I do. So, what's his family man said, I hope we don't draft a right and try to make him left. If you get what I'm saying on the O-line, I agree with you. Family man, no. We are drafting. If we do draft a tackle, it's going to be particular to that side. Okay? We need swing tackles. We need a guy that specializes in the left or the right. Okay? And I've been playing it for a long time. And I want to see a joker That's all he's been doing is kick stepping from the left side. Okay, that's it. We draft a guy, and you know what? I've said that. I said it on. There's reports that Josh Simmons might be a first pick. Hopefully, if he falls to us, I would be shocked if he fell that we didn't take a chance on it. I would be.
Well, I find it funny that you've been talking about this for since we started our draft shows in the offseason. You've been talking about Josh Simmons, and I'm all of a sudden starting to hear over the last few weeks, Josh Simmons of the Chiefs sounds right, and you've been on it since the get-go. So you guys have been hearing it first from JD on this show since February.
Yeah, I see when Nick said that. Nick Wright was talking about it. He did his first mock. He got Josh.
And I saw someone commented on that, was like, yeah, I don't want him. Like, he's a top 10 talent. If he didn't get hurt, he would be a top 10. What are you talking about? You don't want him.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
As long as you're not making the decisions, that's all right. You don't have to want him all you want.
Well, it's just funny because I think people, and I think I'm a victim of this too, right? Like I fall in love with certain guys, but I'm not going to deny if a guy's talented and we should take him, right? Like I want Kinshon Judkins in the second or third round. If he's there, take him. But I'm not going to be mad if we don't get him in draft, another running back like Caleb Johnson or whatnot. I'm not going to be mad about that, but obviously I prefer one or the other. But people get too much into their draft crushes where they anything else outside of the guy they want. That's it. They want Luther Burden because he played for Missouri. That's it. They want to keep him in Kansas City.
Oh yeah. I think I went on the mocks. I put him down as our pick.
Oh, fans are gonna love that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the Kansas State fans won't like it though. The K-State ones won't like that. He'll be the Nick Bolton of the offense for the next 4 years.
Man.
Oh man. All right, so we're going to get into a new face that we have added to the defensive line, JD. This is an interesting one because I apparently the Chiefs were really interested in this guy the year they drafted Joshua Kane-Doe. They wanted him, but ended up drafting Joshua Kane-Doe because he went right before them. So the Chiefs have added more depth to the defensive line. We're bringing in former fourth-round pick, 25-year-old Janarius Robinson from Florida State. Robinson has played for the Vikings, Eagles, and Raiders since joining the NFL. He stands at 6'5", weighing 264 pounds with a 35-inch wingspan. So the guy's wiry. He appeared in 10 games, 1 start for the Raiders last season. He recorded 109 defensive snaps for the Raiders in 2024, logging 5 pressures, 2 quarterback hits, and a half sack. JD, I don't know if you had a chance to look him up at all before we get into the film study. So this is going to be kind of a nice little emergence here to look at him. I mean, you'll definitely remember him from when we played against the Raiders last year.
I watched his his interview though that he did. Chiefs.
What'd you make of it?
Man, sounded like a solid guy. Said all the right things. Man, seemed very balanced. Seemed like a pro. Shoot, love to have him. How long is it for? Just a year? Is that what it? Okay,
so 1 year.
We'll see how it's going to work out, man. But I had to call that joke with a condor. Is it 35 and what would I start calling him?
I see why the Raiders. I mean, they had him. I mean, between him, Crosby, all those guys, they had their defensive line. Raiders had a pretty sneaky good defensive line. A lot of people didn't really talk about it. Really not talked about it a lot, but they had a good defensive line.
They gave us fits. Shoot.
Every time we play them.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, so here is the film review for our newest guy, Janarius Robinson.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he's got a pretty unique look.
Yeah.
Because, he has long.
Good play.
And I like that he can go hands in the dirt as well as stand-up edge, too. A little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Got some get off, man. Got some get off. Woo! Looks good right there, boy. What I like to see. Arms, man. Use that left. Yes, sir.
I saw this play that the one against us. He kind of gets thrown out of the play, but like it looks like it was kind of purposeful though, like that the way they kind of changed up their stunts.
See it again, because it did look like he got pushed too easy. Let me see how if he's slicing this. Yeah. I mean, it's a stunt. Looks a little late. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they wreaked havoc in that game against us.
Yeah, that was good. Once he crossed that line of scrimmage, he should have been getting upfield a little bit more. But man, I mean, just the reps that you just showed, man. The joke is long. Like I said, man, I start calling that joke the condor.
But all in all, I mean, we're not talking about a guy who's going to be, being a starter for us. Maybe when the guys are injured, but like rotationally wise, I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time to get a kind of a bolster of guys who can come on the edge and give us good reps, because we haven't really had that, right? We talk about Joshua Kando, who was supposed to be that guy, never really mounted to that. But like having guys who come in and give us juice, because that's one thing that does stand out to me. He will give us juice.
Well, look, man, this is an incentive for a guy like this, man. A year to come in and prove what you can do. You come and have with you a good year. You're looking for a long-term deal. You ain't looking to try to go somewhere else for another year. Ain't what you're trying to do. So this is a great opportunity. And he was saying it was a great opportunity. He's glad that the Chiefs came and got him because he understands they could definitely help out. Yeah, nice one-year contract, no question about it. And then all he has to do when he comes here, his thing is he just needs to perform. That's it. Watch Menahu, what he was talking about. So look, Marcus, we're gonna have some hungry jokers up front, man. The defensive line. Now, that still doesn't turn me away from grabbing a couple of guys in the draft. It don't deter me whatsoever on doing that. Because I think you need to get a couple of explosive guys that could come in and stay here for a long time. And it's cost effective, right? Get a young guy, cost effective. He only knows what he knows. You teach him what you want him to do. Shoot, let him play within the scheme. Just let him go at it.
Yeah, so, that's the thing too. It's like a cost control guys, but like you need all. I mean, that's what we always talk about, right? You need these kind of guys, right? Because like you need guys who can come in and fill in certain spots, certain downs, and like and talking about this because obviously we signed Jerry Tillery this offseason, who also played with the Raiders too, and then we bring him in. I mean, obviously. I think it bodes well for these guys, right? Because we played against Tillery 2 times a year when he was in San Diego.
I love this right here, that last film, that rep right there, man. He's relentless. So he doesn't quit. He keeps coming after him. He could have easily stopped, and he still would have got an attaboy. But he kept going. So
you see on the other side, see Jalen Moore or tackle on the other side there?
That's why I'm saying Jalen Moore, like I wanted this whole thing is for him. I told you Jalen Moore is just getting in shape fully into the season, knowing he's going to be a starter. Yeah, man. Now we need some nasty jokers up front. I like this. Looks good.
Yeah, just guys who give us energy because I mean, like that's the one thing. I mean, guys like Malik Herring, he's been given his due. He's been given his time to shine, right? We've seen a lot of playing time from him. Haven't really seen that kind of energy, right? Where this guy's bringing tenacity, which I really haven't seen from Malik Herring. Some of the other guys who've come in and given us spot reps here and there. But now we're throwing Tillery's in there. We're throwing the Janarius Robinson there. We're throwing whoever we're gonna sign this coming draft in a few weeks. And on top of that, you have a full season of Menahu. like this is going to be kind of a problematic defense. I mean, if all these guys stay healthy and we have all these guys, we finally have a kind of a plethora of dudes on the D line that can kind of rotate in. Obviously, we still want a D tackle, and we still want a DN in this draft coming up here. But like with the blueprint, they kind of the skeleton they have right now with the guys we've brought in this offseason, compared with the guys we also have on the roster, I'm really excited about the defensive line. I think people are sleeping on the defensive line.
And I think what bodes well for you is if having a great rotation, like you said. A number of guys could come in and give a spell for somebody to take a break. You know, if you need, Kalafis could take a break. FAU take a break. You just keep guys fresh and keep them coming. That's one of the most dangerous things you could possibly have. Right, Neff? Right there. Yeah, he's a rotation guy. Shoot, you keep him fresh, let him come play, man. Look, he'll give you everything that you want. And we've seen against him what he's been able to do with us. So those type of guys, Tillery is another one Newt keeps talking about. So that's a good mix. That's a good mix of guys. I think it's going to be well. So who I think somebody said. So I think Jerry Tillery playing next to Chris Jones. Yeah. So the good thing about having, man, you might be at home next year. Seriously. Teams ain't going to just keep giving you 1-year contracts. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't producing. I mean, this is a production-based business, man. You got to produce. You have to. And so when you have dudes like this who's nasty, who's going to come at the guys, hey, go get it. It's like a pack with wild dogs out there. You just throw the meat out there, let them go get it. So every time that quarterback goes out there, drops back, just go get it. Just go get it. And so, and also too, what happens, jokers start looking around the room and them numbers start coming in with that 53-man roster. And you start looking, okay, this guy right here is going to be a little short. I ain't going to let this dude right here beat me out. It's just the way it goes. That's what the league is. That's what the league is, man. It's got to go get it league.
And on top of it, just having a guy who's hungry on a 1-year deal. He's 25 years old. He's young. So like he sees a future right in the league ahead of him. And, he's 25. I can give a lot to him. It's not going to compare it to, but then we brought him here. We kind of gave him a resurgence and he was great. And then, he got a big contract elsewhere. I think this is a different kind of move. I think this is a guy, like if he does play well here, I don't think he's going to demand big money because he's like Chad said, he's a rotation guy. I think he's a guy that you can maybe keep around for a couple more years, like how we brought back Pinnell for on 1-year deals last few seasons. This could be the future of that kind of guy.
Well, he went to Florida State, 2023, 6 games. Then last year he played 10 games. So, yeah, this is, hey man, he's got to go get it. He's got to go get it. I mean, that's it, plain and simple. So if you plan on being in this league for a long time, at some point you got to produce. You got to show people why you deserve to be in here. If not, they ain't gonna just keep you in here because they like you. Okay, you got a good smile, good personality. They need for you to produce. So,
like this. And I've seen like a comment here from Buck and Bob, having more D-line is always good. Spags has said he likes having 8-man rotations. Yeah, if you look at that New York Giants team, like JD and I have referenced this so many times in the shows, like we have still yet to kind of get that New York Giants kind of feel on that defensive line. Obviously, I'm not saying to go retained him, but like a little bit of NASCAR type defenses they've ran. I think we saw in that Chiefs clip at the end that was kind of a NASCAR defense, and NASCAR defense started with Spags in New York. So,
oh yeah. Somebody's brought up Uche, and Uche was a little bit different guy. I know, 3-4 type of guy that you could use him as. He's on the side. I mean, he's 6'1", 240. You want to play him, more so on that, the whole, 3-4 rotation. That's what you want to be able to do. Could he get down when he needed to go get something? Sure. We try to put him there. But sometimes size and those different things do matter. This guy right here, Janarius Robinson, 6'5", what do you say, like 265 is what he is?
Yeah, 6'5", 264, yeah.
Yeah, shoot, man. Come on, that's a grown man right there.
Yep.
Suck along.
And he looks quick. Did you see what his 40 time was when he came out of college? Because he blasts off the line.
Yeah, he's got a great first step, man. I mean, he's exploding. Great explosion. I think right here, what is just where he has to just get better is using his hand. Look, good get off. Great get off. Look at that. Great get off.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chiefs looks like they got a steal there, but does not take away the fact that we want DT, we want the end in this draft. So go do your thing, Veach.
Yeah, Uche was smarter than this guy for sure. Yeah, definitely. Buck and Bob said we need Jones to have more like 85% of snaps instead of 95. It was 90-something. Not sure exactly, but he played a lot of snaps. Yeah, he looked like it. He's older, man. He needs to get, some rest. We need to keep him fresh. And what we've been saying, and I've been saying this, man, we've been wearing this man down for the past 4 years, Marcus. Been wearing him down. And Superman, can do so much. Shoot, he sometimes he needs super friends around him. Just needs it. Get you a couple more heroes.
Yep.
Cape Crusader and all of those some jokers. So,
yeah. Then and hopefully, on the DC theme there, go get your Teen Titans in the draft here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He's right.
All right, so we talked about safety earlier on in the episode, and I thought this was pretty interesting. So we talked about this guy, Justin Simmons. Obviously, you guys know him because he's the leading interception getter against Patrick Mahomes. So every Chief fan should really know who Justin Simmons is all about. Played for Denver for the longest time, then ended up going to Atlanta this past year on a 1-year deal, and he's still a free agent. Just like last year, he was a free agent until during near training camp. Similar situations coming out here. And yesterday, he was on Kay Adams' show, and they talked about the Chiefs having a vacancy, and there seems to be some interest in coming to Kansas City, but there's also this kind of thing he's fighting back, JD. I don't know if it's once a Bronco, always a Bronco, but there's something he's fighting back here when it comes to Kansas City. So here is Justin Simmons talking about coming to Kansas City.
I wonder if Patrick would welcome you to. I mean, the Chiefs lost Justin Reed. They might be in the market for a safety. I know that kind of goes against the Broncos part of you that still is very real. But you want a contender, you want a team that goes to the playoffs. Justin, talk to me.
I know. This is where my heart is torn. Speaking truthfully here, my heart is torn because I've always been so publicly against Kansas City, and it's because they're a really good team. It's not like a true hate. I want to beat them. It's just ingrained to me to beat them. And so I think it was Josh Jacobs a while ago that there was links to him when he was leaving Vegas to go to Kansas City. Yeah. He was like, no, I want to beat them. And then, he's with Green Bay now. I feel the exact same way. And so am I shutting that door? Am I closing it? No. But I want to be the team that beats them.
I just think let's bring in Devin McCourty. Devin McCourty, a 3-time Super Bowl champ, maybe three times. Devin, can you help me? Justin Simmons, we need to get over this. Listen, they released you, okay? They got rid of you and sent you to Atlanta. I think if Brett Veach calls, we got to get over this competitive thing. Dev, talk some sense into Justin.
Okay, I'm with you. I love the Justin Simmons to Kansas City. Lose a veteran safety, bring in a veteran safety. He's been picking Mahomes off since he was a young buck in Denver. He could tell Mahomes why and how it's happening. He'll fix that. Get you a Super Bowl ring. Why not, man?
Man, you know exactly why. Everyone wanted to beat you when y'all were playing, and y'all still found ways to win. Like I said, man, I'm not closing the door. I'm not that incompetent to think if Kansas City wanted me to come through, I wouldn't. But I just want to beat them, man. I want to be the team.
Justin, we brought Revis in for 1 year. He was on the Jets. He came, got himself a Super Bowl, and then went back to the Jets. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man.
Sometimes you do. I'll have to get Revis's contact info and ask him how that whole process worked out.
So JD, obviously a lot of fun there talking about it. We talked about the safety room, and I know the veteran guys like that, right? They're waiting. The kind of the portion for them to sign would have been months ago, or at least a month and a half ago. But now the draft's coming. Now he's going to see which teams didn't draft a safety that need one. Would you be surprised if let's say we don't draft a safety, would that be a guy we would go for? And also, too, what were the city?
I think it's his competitive nature in him. I don't look into it more than that, right? Sometimes you got to go for new beginnings, and so somebody had said in there earlier, said, "Man, if you can't beat them, join them," right? And I know he's just taking the brunt of all the losses on his back. So come on over here and join a little bit of winning. I think right now, he is 31 years old. When I looked at, his grading, he graded at 59.9. So not the best of it, but he's a player. He's a baller. We know he's a good safety. I think now is kind of, he's trying to get one of those paydays too. He kind of wants his ice cream and eat it too, right? He wants to be at a good place, but he wants to get paid while he's doing it. So, the Chiefs, man, how they roll. Them jokers, boy, it's gonna be tight is what they're gonna be, and it ain't gonna be no different. Ain't gonna be no different. So, if they could get him on a good deal, I'm sure they would probably maybe try to pursue him. Possibly, I don't know. Bringing Mike Edwards back, maybe there's like, hey, man, maybe this is the way we're just going to go ahead and go and roll. Like you said, if you don't get a young safety, they could explore him. So the thing is, he's not, and he was saying this, that he'd like to do it before somebody's training camp. That's all that would be. So I think, that's the issue. He don't need to go to anybody's mini camps. He don't want to do any of those things. He wants to sign it before training camp, find the right fit where he wants to be able to go. And I think he's hoping somebody would, want his services by that time, right? So, but no, I don't fault him with having some type of, competition with the Chiefs. That's where he's been most of his life, going against us. So, like you said, it's just ingrained into him. So.
Yeah, he did make mention of he wants to play for a contender. So they mentioned Buffalo, Philadelphia. But yeah, I mean, it's just one thing, when you play for the Broncos for as long and you were always on the receiving end of losses against the Chiefs, you're gonna have that kind of a little bit of that hate in your heart. But again, at the end of the day, he's a free agent and he wants to get signed by a team. The Chiefs do come knocking. He's not gonna slam the door in their face because he was a Denver Bronco 3 years ago.
Yeah, no. And those teams, like you said, need safeties. Those guys need safeties. So Philly and the Bills. So, but if it's the right fit, man, I mean, he'll take it. So, old Bronco, old donkey.
Yeah, I did love what McCourty had to say though. Being able to have the guy who's had a million interceptions against Patrick Mahomes, one of the guys who's only done it at the rate he's done it at. But Mahomes being able to talk to him about how are you doing this? I mean, why are you so good at doing this to me? And then also the other end too, we talked about how Darrelle Revis came from the Jets to the Patriots on that 1 year. I mean, he could do the same thing, right? Another 1 year deal. But yeah, I thought it was funny what he had to say about that.
Yeah, funny how Casey lives rent free in another player's head. I mean, shoot, if you've been getting your back beat in most of your career by the same old team, they're gonna live rent free in your head too. Probably wake up in cold sweats. Oh, Pat again, touchdown, right? So,
yeah, just constant on loop.
Always, yeah. Can't stand those guys. They wake up like I can't stand them. Wife's like, what's wrong? Like it's the Chiefs again. Keep having the same dream. Keep killing me. Keep running us over. Keep scoring touchdowns on us. So, man. Hey, look, we love to have it. We love to have it. But Veach and those guys going to be looking for a nice little, somebody said, ring discount. Without a doubt. Like, hey, man, look, this is what you're going to have to, this is what you want. Okay? You want a ring. give you a little bit more prestige there to your name and what you can do. You can win you one before you hang it up fully. So I don't know, man. We just had to see. So
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people saying we have a lot of safeties on the roster already.
You do. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I agree. I 100% agree because, I mean, we're still talking about possibly drafting one, right? So that means we have 8 safeties on the roster. And if we don't do that, then, I mean, because, I mean, who are safeties on the roster just offhand? So Hicks, Cook, Edwards, Deion Bush, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5. If we're counting Nazi, that's 6. Gosh, man, who am I missing? So it'd be 6 safeties on the roster then. So, I mean, like, yeah, sure, it's a lot, but a lot of those guys are versatile dudes. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that kind of I don't think that takes us off potentially going to get him. And again, if you listen to his words closely, he says, I'm not gonna be petty and not say no to the Veach if they do come calling. So yeah. Mike Brand, tell him, JD, don't mean shit. Training camp, baby.
Training camp. That's it. That's where men are made at. That's how it works. If you can make it past training camp, make it 53, that's what matters. You can have 120 guys on the squad. Many camps, all that. You're gonna have a whole lot of bodies. There's gonna be a whole lot of guys around. When training camp comes rolling around, when you start cutting down on jokers, you'll start seeing like, man, where everybody go? Grim Reaper comes in. So can come, hey man, we need you to playbook. Come on in. Coach need to talk to you. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I mean, again, half these guys probably that we've signed, because there's been a lot of signs that we haven't even talked about.
Yeah,
but those, I mean, we know those probably guys maybe aren't going to make the team. I mean, they could, but like, there's a lot of guys. They're adding a lot of dudes right now, and at the end of the season, you have a lot of futures deals. Those guys may not make the team. Those guys are maybe practice squad guys. So I mean, just it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah. LRZ was the guy we had here. Didn't quite make it if Nude is still on here. Nude.
The LRZ thing, man. That was a fun run we had with LRZ in the offseason.
I was rooting for the guy. I was rooting for him. He didn't want to be here. He wanted to be somewhere else. So
the LRZ thing was so funny. To everybody in the chat, we kind of talked about LRZ. We made like a point to kind of talk about any episode, just throw him in there. But like when we cut him, there was probably like 100 to 200 people like unsubscribed from our channels. That means we had like 200 people from Wales just unsubscribed from us as soon as he didn't make the team. I just come on, I'm like, holy crap, it's a mass exodus of people just gone. I had a bunch of comments say, hey, thanks for the offseason videos, but he's not on the team anymore. I'm gonna go follow Jacksonville episodes. Hopefully they have a channel like yours. Okay.
Man, he would have been the best, but he was at the best place. Dude, all he had to say was yes. Yes. That's all he had to say, dude. He wanted enough. So,
and somebody on the chat won an LRZ jersey from one of our giveaways. So that's going to be a great trivia question in the future. Who is the rugby player who played for the Chiefs for who's on the Chiefs offseason roster? But whoever got that jersey, that's a keepsake forever.
Yeah. Demetrius Smith said, LRZ down, we out. Deuces. See y'all. Nice knowing you guys. Nice knowing you. Appreciate it. And
I think I got interviewed by like a Wales TV station over there, like a news station, and they were asking me like, do you think he's gonna make the team? And I was like, he's kind of different. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he probably makes the practice squad. Then the whole interview was about like what is practice squad in the NFL. So that's what it ended up being. And then he didn't make our practice squad either. So it was a waste of an interview.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know any Welsh jokes, man. I just know that LRZ would have been fine over here. Sorry he had to go all the way down there to Jacksonville with a crappy team. Should have stayed here. It was perfect, man. It was a perfect opportunity for him. Perfect. Come on, Taylor Swift and oh my gosh. Come on. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. What more could you possibly want? What more could you possibly want? So it was good while it lasted, man. It was good while it lasted. Laura Zinser? So Robert Tonyan, tight end throwing Mahomes today. Who was this guy? Robert Tonyan was a tight end for the Green Bay Packers, who was actually their starter, had a great year for him, like 1 or 2 years, and ended up hurting his knee. That's like, really. I like Robert Tonyan. He was gonna be a really good tight end in this league. Could catch the football, run great routes, big, strong, fast. The knee injury slowed him down a lot, tremendously. But he's a good tight end. He's a really good tight end. Really good tight end. He was kind of like one of my sleepers, a guy that was coming up. He was up and coming. And so Green Bay trash. If you loved him at one point, I picked him up on my fantasy for the 1 year, man. He was blowing. I'm telling you.
He was a TD getter.
Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah, Rodgers loved him. I was surprised he didn't go to Green Bay with Rodgers, honestly, or New York with Rodgers.
Man, man, y'all look him up. Here, look, Robert Tonyan.
So just for all the NBA fans out there, so Luka is playing his first game in Dallas, and Luka has 45 points in Dallas in his first game against them.
Yes, what?
45 points against Dallas in his first game playing against Dallas. That is nuts.
So 2020, Robert Tonyan had 52 receptions. Okay. Then he got hurt. 2022 came back, another 53 receptions. So, I mean, that joke, when 2020 he had 11 touchdowns, 11 tubs, man. That joke was, man, he was all right. The joke was all right, man. So, that joke was 30 now. Yep.
Yeah, he's up there. He's been around for a while. I'm actually surprised he's only 30. And apparently Marcedes Lewis, he's not ready to hang up the cleats. He's a free agent still right now. He wants to come back.
Marcedes Lewis?
Yeah, he was on one of the, I think, Colin Coward show like last week. He's a free agent technically, and he trains in Los Angeles. But he was saying he hopes to come back. He wants to go back to Chicago, but he says he's not ready to hang up the cleats yet.
Good for him. He baby, get him, Mercedes. Get him, Mercedes. Get him. Good for him. Get him. Good for him. Keep hitting him over the head, brother. As long as you possibly can do it.
Yeah, I think he says he wants to get to the 20-year marker. He wants to play 20 years in the league.
Whew. Where's he at now?
I think it might be 18 or 19. He was drafted in 2005. So yeah, this would be year 20 for him. So yes, he does. I think he does want to play to get that.
Good for him, man. That kind of good for him. 285 games in the career. That's tough. Shoot, bravo for him.
And he was a guy who transformed his game. I mean, he was like more of like a pass catching tight end back in like the 2005 days. But then as his career evolved, he became more of a kind of the hard nosed kind of blocking tight end.
Yeah. His best year is probably 2008. He had 41 catches. Then he had 58 one year, then 52. And then after that, just went down. I think he hurt himself too. He hurt his GP, like JD, like, yeah. You ain't kidding. JG pick, you ain't kidding. You know, we're like, yeah. Shoot. They need a blocking tight end. I come out there, you know, bursting out of my jersey. Bursting, hey, look at him. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, man.
So there's another topic that it's a quick take here, but obviously off season, and I think there's a lot of recency bias here. I think odds makers are just kind of, and people who are betting think the Chiefs are done. You see a lot of the hot take shows saying, oh, the Chiefs aren't going to make the playoffs, take the under on their wins, all this stuff. So the Chiefs disrespect kind of an all-time high right now based on the way the season ended, which is us in the Super Bowl, but it lost. Currently, the Chiefs have the third highest odds to win the AFC behind Buffalo with the number 1 odds to win the AFC and Baltimore number 2 to win the AFC. So For those who need reminders, the Chiefs have never missed an AFC Championship game since Mahomes took the helm, and he's 5-2 in those games. So, JD, players in the offseason, I know that a lot of fans are pissed off about this. They saw this and thought it was disrespectful. Are players in the offseason like looking at this and being like, okay, like I'm going to put that on the bulletin board right now? Or is it just kind of like, whatever, I don't care about the odds?
Man, you know what? Let them say what they need to say. Let us be third. Let us be fourth. It don't even matter. You know, they keep giving it to Buffalo. Buffalo hadn't done nothing since Josh Allen's been up there. Haven't. Same thing with Lamar. Those guys. Neither one of them got into the Super Bowl. And so they keep pushing for them every year. They keep faltering. What do you want them to do? So, yeah, let's keep cheering along the Ravens and the Bills. And fine. Shoot. Get everybody off our back. Okay? Don't put us first. All right? But I just want us to come in and keep hitting jokers over the head with it. So, do our makers ever learn? No, they don't. Vegas Chief Kingdom. They don't. I keep believing in that guy. And so, you know, hey, it's a good player. Him and Lamar both. Really good players. But proof ain't in the pudding. Sorry. So, I think it's tired. They tired of the Chiefs being up there. They are, Marcus. They're tired. They cannot stand it. They cannot stand that we're the best team in the AFC and in the NFL. The last 6 years, what we have been doing to everybody. And so they need to, uplift these other guys and put them up there and we're third. Fine. That's fine. I think what were we ranked last year coming this season? I think we went first in the AFC.
No, I think we were behind Buffalo, I believe.
Yeah, man. Just
either behind Buffalo or we were like slightly ahead of them. But yeah, it was 1 or 2.
So that's what it's going to be. We understand that. That's part of where we are, right? And personally, I could care less. All I'm worried about is when the season starts, we have our team put together. This is going to be Kelsey's last dance. This is going to be his season that he's going to put everything out. He's going to go out on his shield and going to do everything possible to win for him and other guys out there. And I think everybody's going to understand that. So I'm excited for this season. I am. So give it daggone. I could care less where you put us. So be it. Put us third. Fine.
And people forget 2 years ago, the year we went through the Dolphins, Baltimore, and Buffalo. No one thought we were winning the Super Bowl. So I mean, whatever.
We just got to keep showcasing that we're the best. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So they're going to get tired of us again for winning, and that's where it's going to be. It's always the same. We hate the Chiefs. We don't want to see them and all this. Fine. Okay. But you're going to have us. You're going to have to go see us. Still have to go through Kansas City. That's the thing. We're hoping those jokers up here in Philly get back so we can hit them jokers back over the head.
Do we? I think we played the NFC East this year, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We do. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that'll be for once. We'll be the team. Oh, we're gonna have revenge. Every time it's always the teams that we're gonna have revenge against us. The revenge factor. Now it's our time to have revenge factor. So I do love that.
Jaden Daniels is coming in. We got something for him too.
Yeah,
be good. I like to see some good football. I like to see it. And you need competition like that. You do. So yeah, go ahead, have your fun and put it third or fourth or last in the AFC and have that. The Raiders and the Broncos and everybody's talking about the Chargers. What the Harbaugh is going to do to us. Fine, have at it. Enjoy your time. Okay, enjoy your time. So,
I'll tell you what, the AI is just getting ridiculous, JD. That picture right there of Mahomes, I said a picture of Patrick Mahomes wearing a third place medal, and that's what that came. That's AI right there. That picture of Patrick Mahomes. I typed into the AI search. I was like, picture of Patrick Mahomes wearing a third place medal, and that's And that's what came from that. It's getting crazy, man. The AI technology is getting nuts.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. Demetrio Spence said, Chargers win the AFC West. How many times have they said that? Plenty. All the time, yeah.
But the worst part is now you're having everyone say, hey, you can make a case for the Broncos to be the number one in the division now. You can make a case for the Raiders to be number one with Geno and Pete Carroll. It's like, what are you talking about? It's literally recency bias. It's literally, the last time we saw the Chiefs, they were awful in the Super Bowl. Yeah, we lost the Super Bowl. What?
Good. Please, put us last. Put us third, whatever you want to put us. That's fine. That is fine. We'll deal with it. And we're going to deal with everybody, Marcus. We're going to deal with them all. Gene over the head, get him, okay? Justin Herbert, knock him down. Bo Nix, get him too. Pop on him. And then we just start lining jokers up left to right and start running straight through them, okay? What we need to do, we need to come back and we need to establish ourselves as the best team in the NFL, no question about it. I'm talking about this right here, this retirement tour. Right here, I'm talking about going in decimating teams. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. And I hope I can guarantee, I mean, you've been in the locker rooms, that's what they want for Travis Kelce. That's what they want for their legend.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I would come out there, man, when I'm talking about the two chips on each shoulder. Pissed off. Come in there crying like Chris Jones, have everybody crying. They don't want to give it to us. They don't want. Fine. We're going to go out there and we're going to take it. We're going to take it by force. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make everybody around us pay. That's their fault. Right there. The fans, that's what they want to see. We want to show it to them. We're going to give it to them. That's what we're going to do. You already hear me? Already got me hyped. Scorched earth. I am here for it. Yes, Lord. Scorched earth. Oh, we are coming for him. Oh, right here, his meat hooks, baby. We're going to be in you. We're going to be in you. That God, I can't wait. Can't wait. We're putting it together, too, baby.
Read what Rasheed wrote to Hollywood on his jersey. Those guys want it badly. I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that. Did you see that?
I haven't. No, I haven't. No. What was said? No. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta figure if we as fans are like still kind of pissed off about the way that Super Bowl happened, you gotta imagine the guys who played in that game who got their asses kicked on the international audience. You can better believe they want to get back to playing and dominate and go scorched earth next year. So I do love that.
Yeah, put some points up on the board, man. Go deep on them. I'm telling you, what we wanted to see last year, we didn't get to see last year, but we could see it this year. Go deep on them jokers. Go deep. So, Marion, I will need to put the fear of the Chiefs back in the league. Every bit of it, Marion. Every single bit of it. I don't want no smiles when we come in, shaking no hand. Man.
Rasheed's back to being healthy. Hollywood's back. Xavier Worthy, second year. I mean, I think the offense is going to be exactly what we thought it's going to be, but even better this time around because,
G Pick said, bro, we are so stacked at wide receiver. And what's hilarious is Sky Moore is going to have a good season. Let's go, Sky. Let's go, Sky. Let's go, baby. Come on.
I knew you were going to like that comment.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good time tonight, you all. Good time. Good conversation. Good talk, man. Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a daggone hand for what y'all do.
That's the comment of the night right there, JD. How about that Marcus QB touchdown run though, looking like Patrick Mahomes?
Marcus, you gotta show. Can you pull that video up?
Yeah.
I sent you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't. Ooh, actually, I can do that. Yeah, let me see that.
Can you?
Yeah.
Let me send to you. I had to send Mark a little juice. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and just, yes, sir.
Yeah, I got it. All right, let's share my screen.
See how fast you run. I said Marcus runs a 4.5 is what he runs.
Did he,
right here. Stu, Y'all already see Marcus, man. Linda, Mike, about time. Demisio. Nah. Y'all gonna see Marcus get after it. Okay. Marcus is ready.
All right. Pulling it up. Can I read? Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see it. You got some what's the name on it?
The sound.
Yeah.
Let me go from the top.
She's my ass.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the Chiefs season. Look at them. Give him a little bit more. Get a little more. There you go. Now get up through, Marcus. Yes, sir. High stepping it on in, looking at him. Look at it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we do it over here, Chief Concerns, you all. That's how it's done. We ain't got nobody else. Ain't nobody else out there putting anything out there like that, Marcus.
Now I was gonna do the deuces, Mike. I had to do the back pedal to the end zone. Look at the defender.
Yes, sir.
I was going to do quick decision committed like a young Baker Mayfield. That's what Tejas said in our group message yesterday, guys. Then I told him that Baker ran a 4.840, and I'm faster than Baker, but Baker does have height on me and arm strength.
Yeah. So Nana Sherry said on the shirt, okay, and Marcus, you went in the same thought process here. Said I appreciate you for everything. Words can't explain. Continue to learn from you on and off the field. Locked for L5L. We locked on a mission. Shit overstood. There it is. They locked in, baby. They on a mission. They're on a mission.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it just tells you they are like they're locked in on it, but like you had Hollywood who didn't play the whole season last year, and then you have Rasheed who got her week 3 of the season. So it's like there's a lot there for those two guys to really get a taste. They lost a year of football essentially.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And you know all about that when you lose a year or two of football, like that hunger that first year. I mean, Jenny, can you talk about your first year, that hunger that you felt when you first came back, like after that missing a couple of years of football? I mean, man, I'm sure you were shedding Chris Jones tears on the sideline.
Oh, dude, I was just happy to come back and play ball. I didn't know, from the injury, how long it was going to be. Knees swelling up. Didn't have the chance to come out there, an opportunity. I said, man, I'm not going to take not one snap, not one play, not one practice for granted. Not one. And when I came back, man, for all the marbles, for all the fire. And I was going to leave it all out on the field. And that's exactly what I did. I came out, man, I just had me a great time. I enjoyed myself. And it just absolutely restarted my career. The passion that I had. That I lost because of injury, because of, being, released, going somewhere else, going to I needed new beginnings. It was something that was needed. I needed that in my soul. I found myself in Kansas City, baby. That's where I found myself. And I tell you what, who came and got me. It was Gunther Cunningham. Gunn came and got me, called me up, talked to him. He said, man, I wanted you here since I seen that you was going to be a free agent. Once I seen that, man, I had to have you here. Marty wanted me when I was coming out. I thought I was going to go up there with Marty. But Gunn was like, man, I seen you when I played. He said, man, I really enjoyed your game, JD. I really enjoyed it. And, only the way Gunn could tell you. Gunn had a certain way how he talked, with this really kind of gruff voice. And, he's really the toughest, guy. God rest his soul. That's my guy right there. God bless him. Gunther. He's the one got me to Kansas City, man. And he sold me. Once he told me, I said, man, Gunn, I'm here. Like, you got me. I'm here for you. And so, shoot. That was my guy. Gunther Cunningham.
when you came out in '96, did you have any discussions with the Chiefs before?
Yeah,
You did.
came out on a visit. I sure did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, that was one of my visits. Yep,
Was Gunther a part of that? Was he on the staff in '96?
he was.
Okay.
Yeah, Gunn was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Marty
Man.
and all the people, man, came out there. Arrowhead, talked to all the guys and stuff. I thought it was a done deal. Me and Reggie Tongue was out there at the same time. I remember me and Reg, because me and Reg played together at the Senior Bowl. Obviously, you see these guys when you're in. It's like you all take this journey together, really. Reggie always a good dude. I think Romy might have came out there too at the time. I'm not quite sure, but I know. I think Reggie was for sure out there on a visit. I think during the same time. But I know, I went out there, Kansas City. Casey was one of the ones I think they was thinking. So found my way back though, Marcus. Found my way back to KC. Found my way back.
That's funny. As far as like those meetings, when players go, when you see these top 30 visits and stuff, like when they go, what are they telling like a player, right? Like when you went in, like for the Chiefs, for example, what pick do they have in '96? Do you remember?
I want to say maybe 20 something. 20
Okay.
pitch.
Yeah, because that was either the year Bono took him to like the divisional round, maybe. But like
no. They had I don't know. No. They had
96.
96. Joe Montana had just left. I think if I'm not
wasn't Bono?
Oh man, I don't know. Shoot, who did they have? Because the only one I wanted to play with was Joe, and Joe left. So,
1996 Chiefs quarterback was Steve Bono, and backup was Rich Gannon.
Okay, so Richie was out there. I know Richie was going to be kind of the guy at the time. Yeah. So I'm for sure with the Bono.
Hey, now G-Pick, Bono's a guest of the show. Okay, he's a friend of the show, buddy.
Good people, man. Come on, G-Pick.
He's been on the show many times. Hey, come on, relax there.
Yeah. Bono, good folks. Gannon was a better QB. Yeah, Rich, man.
Yeah, but if you look at the numbers wise, yeah, I think Gannon definitely dominated Bono's numbers. But yeah, they're both solid quarterbacks.
Right. G-Pick. But yeah, no, it was. But those visits, you kind of get in. Once you get in, they talk about what all they want to do with you, how you fit into the scheme. Just pretty much talk about everything. Talk about the guys that's there, and then, you just gotta how you really gonna fit. They try to make you comfortable, and that's what it is. They get to know you, know everything about you. Talk about things that maybe they didn't get to have a chance to speak about at the combine or at your pro day. So you get to see how the operation works. You get to see everybody, GM, everybody. You get to see all the guys, all the scouts, all the people. This is the time when it starts getting down to nitty gritty about the guys they really want. So
when it comes to the visits, I know we're getting out of hand here, but I was curious about the visits aspect. Like when you see teams not visiting with a guy, let's say like Judkins, for example, right? There was reports that they only Chief Splits was the only one who reported it. I don't know if it's true or not, but that they met with Judkins and they met with Scatabo. Those have not been reported by anybody else, but just Chief Splits. Anyway, but when you hear guys aren't coming in for visits, like for example, we don't bring in Keyshawn Judkins to come visit with us. Does that say they're not interested in a player, or they just think that? Is that more mean like they've already done their due diligence, they know enough about it, they want to bring in someone they haven't really talked to yet, kind of thing? What does that mean? Do you think that top 30 visit really places a more emphasis on interest level, or no? Does that correlate to interest, or no?
It correlates to interest, but I think it's where they feel like a guy's going to be slotted, like a guy might be available. So other guys, they might think, well, he might not be here. If we had to move it to go get a guy, they might not be willing to do it. So what is the realistic thought process? A guy's going to be here for this. And so they'll have obviously their first few picks. I think that's what they're bringing in. That's the guys. First 3 rounds or whatever. So that's why I said me and Reggie was taking, I think, first round that year. She was talking about, who was that? Laura was talking about Donnie Edwards drafted 4th. Yeah, me and Donnie came in together. So Donnie was a really good pick. Donnie fell because of his back. There was a back issue, I think, with Donnie. Said he was undersized, man, but Donnie could play some ball. No question about it, you know. So you hear all these different things. You hear all these different things with guys. But I think guys that they're really serious about, that they have a chance and opportunity to get, maybe first or second round, third, they're bringing in. That's the real interest. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm just curious because how teams prioritize their visits. They do so.
Yeah, but shoot, if they don't have to bring in certain guys. They already know, like, shoot, man, he's available. We're gonna get him. Then they had to bring him in because sometimes some guys like, man, I didn't even know that was on their radar. Yep, he was, because they, like you said, they got this board right here. They got these big boards all around them with names, scenarios, all of that. You know, when you go in the war room, you'll see it. You know, all these guys, top 5, what we get in here. You know, we trade out for this guy. Who we gonna get? It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, because I was looking at their list, and it's like mostly guys who are projected to be UDFAs they've met with, which is interesting, right? Like that they're meeting with UDFA guys. Because I guess obviously when the draft's over, they want to make sure they get, if they're going to prioritize, you know, offering like guaranteed cash to some of the UDFAs. That's like that's maybe interesting that they're prioritizing those kind of guys because maybe they haven't had a lot of chance to meet with them at the combine or at their pro days, or didn't get a chance to go to their pro days because, you know, they're not prioritizing the UDFAs, so they're bringing them in for visits, and I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, because you tell a team like, well, shoot, if you undrafted, we like to have you. You know, it just happens to fall that way. Obviously, every guy wants to be drafted. So, but yeah, if you had a chance, we could talk to you. We want you to be here. You know, and that's the reality. That there's going to be a lot of really good players that won't be drafted. A lot of good players this year, but probably a need for us to be able to get. So,
yeah.
Who's they say they don't like Scatterboo?
Beach 303. Cam Scatterboo scares me. I hope we don't draft him. Some people are scared away by his 40 time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, at a good 40 time, it's that man right there, Keyshawn Judkins. Kid Juddy, baby.
Kid Juddy. Kid Juddy.
All right, everybody. Well, we hope everybody enjoyed this episode. We try to get a little bit of everything to you guys whenever we see you. So we try to give you a little bit of mix of everything. So, JD, take us away, brother.
Listen, I appreciate everybody coming out here. Obviously, we had a great time tonight with each and every one of you, girls and guys, men and ladies. Appreciate you all coming out, gentlemen and ladies, for tonight to see us watching and running our mouths and whatnot. Great show. Good conversation. Listen, you know how we feel about you all. We love you. G-Pick, love you, man. Buck and Bob, love you too, my brother. You know, so, hey, we will see y'all next week unless something comes up. We will touch base. Over the next week, we're going to have some couple things moving faster. When it comes down to it, we're actually going to start. I'm trying to pull some other guys out here, Marcus, in the next few weeks, okay?
Yeah, we're in talks with a few guys right now.
Guys.
So yeah. you guys will, you guys you'll enjoy them. I'm supposed to. I'll say this. This person said he's going to come on our show next Wednesday. I don't know if that's going to happen for sure yet, but he said next Wednesday. So just be ready for that. We could potentially have a guy who's in the on the defensive line who's going to be on our show next week. So just think about that.
Yeah. So have a couple things up our sleeve, maybe like, bringing some people out. But either way, man, listen, thank you so much, Drew Boucher. Thank you so much for saying that. We appreciate it all. Appreciate everything. So Vegas Chief Kingdom, Buck and Bob's Take on Chiefs Kingdom podcast. Come check us out. I'm going to be on P-Mac's show this Friday as well. So y'all come check us out. Talking about some tight end prospects. So it'll be good. It'll be good. So let's do guests on Wednesday shows. Yeah, Mike, I agree with you. I think when we start getting closer to it, that's what we're going to do.
Well, Wednesday show's usually our guest show. Monday's usually when we do our grades and all that stuff. But yeah, Wednesday's usually when we have a guest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But we'll let you know.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted wherever it is. And sometimes guys' schedules are a little crazy. We'll give them time, do whatever they need to do.
For sure.
Yeah, we ain't gonna crowd them and all that. We want them to have they off season, their time, man. Enjoy their families and all of that.
Yeah, once we get the green light on this guest, I will let us know on next week. I'll start to prep and get everybody ready for the show on Monday next week if it is green lit. It should be, but
y'all hear about it. Don't worry, y'all hear about it. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, man. Listen, about time. G Pick, Buck and Bob's. Appreciate it, Marion Oliver. Thank you so much. Mike Brennan, Andre Chenault. Appreciate it, sir. Vegas Chiefs Kingdom, good seeing you as well. Drew Boucher, Beach 303, Sasha. Thank you for your time as well, Sasha. Leonard Hunter, thank you so much. DeBeastio Spence, appreciate it, my guy. Thank you. Laura Zenser, thank you, Laura. Let me see who else we got on here as well. Gary Holland, good seeing you, Gary. Thanks for talking to us, sir. So I think Pono came in here. Pono Kawhi, I think you came in, Pono. I'm the Brown. Appreciate you, my brother. I'd be talking to you as well. Stu, our guy. Stewie. Appreciate it, my brother. Be talking to you. Nana Sherry, thank you so much for your input, Nana. You're the greatest. Witchy Hall, thank you, Witchy. Appreciate it so much. Linda Hunter called you, I see you 15 and a half. Yes, she called you 15 and a half. Pono Kawhi. There he is. I knew he was in there. Barbershop, my brother. Good seeing you and talking to you, man. Thank you so much. Let me see. John Clifford. Yeah, it says somebody got some wiggle. Yeah, John, man. Marcus is doing it out there. Shoot. Hey, he'll give you, look, we'll give you a little taste. He's going to give you a taste of some football during all season. We're going to watch Marcus and his clips come in and do them all in. So,
yeah, we'll start to do that every week. I'll post the highlights on the show. We'll do that so everyone can see. Get some football in here.
There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who else got in here? New Rockney, my brother. Good seeing you, New. Hey, LRZ, all he had to say was yes, New. You keep remembering that, man. Okay? I like messing with him. Let me see who else we got in here. Neff, appreciate it. Love you. I'll talk to you in a few. He talk about Mercedes Lewis, 60 years old. Yeah. Hey, he ain't kidding about that. Joke about that age, man. He's getting it though, man. Hey, Mercedes, keep doing it. Keep getting them. Keep getting them, brother. Let me see who else we got in here. I think it's everybody that came up, showed their face, and said what's up to us a little bit. Scarecrow was in here. I didn't see Scarecrow. Didn't know you guys deleted posts. Who?
I don't know what he's talking about. I saw that comment. I don't know what he's talking about.
We don't delete posts around here, baby. We stand right in it.
Well, I think I delete posts if it gets because in the past we've had people who have argued about politics on our channel. And I said we don't do that on comments and stuff. But I haven't deleted posts in a while. So.
Yeah, okay. I don't care nothing about politics. Hey, we'll talk about it if y'all need. I'll do it. Family man, my brother. Hey, appreciate it, family man, for your input as well. Let me see who else we got in here. I think it's everybody. Marcus Sandman was in here in the house. That was a name. Seen Sandman in a minute. Hey, man, I think that's it. Marcus said, listen, everybody also want to tell you, Marion Oliver, thank you for the contribution. Buck and Bob for the contribution. You gentlemen, thank you so much. We appreciate
it, guys.
Yeah, thoroughly. Jeremy Gold, yeah, thank you, sir. Coming in, come and say what's up to us. Hey, man, listen, with that, hey, I appreciate everybody coming in, saying what's up to us, having a conversation for tonight. Man, y'all the best. Y'all are, okay? Hey, this is why we do it. We come out here to talk to you, our people, our family. So Chiefs Concerns family, man, y'all the greatest. We love you so much. Y'all take care. God bless. Love each other the way y'all supposed to love each other. Take care of each other the way you're supposed to take care of one another. And don't forget, Blazing Bobby was in here. We was talking about it earlier, man. Hey, we got to have us some decorum, being the people we supposed to be, okay? Get at all these old trolls and all these different people that's out here doing all this craziness, okay? So we represent how we supposed to. Marcus, my brother, listen, man, love you.
Love you too.
Talk to you later. Love y'all, each and every one of y'all. God bless. Be careful. We will see y'all later, okay?
Have a good weekend, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.